Hey friends, this is Marilyn from tarotclarity.com, and I will be doing my signature spread today using the Matronua Marseille. Now, I know I'm flooding the past several videos using this deck, the Matronua Marseille by Valentina De Luca, but she deserves a moment to shine. She really does, and I want to showcase her deck. I know that I've usurped a couple other videos that I have in the wings, and I do apologize for that, but they'll either be a bonus video or they'll just be delayed a few days, so I hope nobody really minds. I know Valentina is very busy with her Kickstarter. She's very busy packing up and fulfilling her orders. I know this was a run of 1,000, so whatever she has left over from whoever donated, I don't, to the Kickstarter, not donated, but whoever supported her Kickstarter, above and beyond that, she has 1,000 total. So if she maybe got 600 or 700 supporters, then she'll have 300 decks. I don't think it'll last forever. Valentina has told me that she doesn't have a website at the moment and she's too busy to set one up, but she can be contacted on Instagram at Matronua, just at Matronua. So you could contact her there. Just be patient. It may be a few weeks before she can send out new orders. I thought today I would do a signature spread using the Matronua. Now it is a large deck, so I had to do some finagling with my table. I had to push my candles back, but I think we can handle it. Now, since today is my wedding anniversary, I already did a few reads on my wedding anniversary, but because my husband, every year, my husband and I were married in Niagara Falls. We were married at Terrapin Point, right on the American side. We would have tried to get married on the boat or on the Canadian side, but it was just too tricky with the legal aspects of getting married out of the country. So we kept it simple. We got married standing at the falls on the American side at Terrapin Point, which is now, I think they've fenced it off. We can't even stand where we were married. It's kind of, yeah, I think that's what happened when we went the last time. Every year after our anniversary, we went to Niagara Falls on our anniversary. Then COVID came and there were some strict rules about going up there, and we didn't go up to Niagara Falls during COVID. And then right after COVID, we went up once. And then we started having grandchildren. And then I started babysitting them. So we weren't able to take any time to go up. So we missed a couple of years. We did sneak a trip last year for the eclipse. So we did go up last year. But now the babysitting is now coming to an end because the baby that I've been watching, he'll be going into daycare more. Now that his sister will be going into school, they can fit him into a daycare schedule. So we're going to be free and clear pretty soon. So we've delayed our wedding trip or our anniversary trip to Niagara Falls to a little bit later in the year. But we're a little apprehensive because we love Canada. We go to the Canadian side for many activities, and especially for our dinner, because when we were married, we went to Johnny Rocco's for our, wedding party dinner. It was great. And we go back to Johnny Rocco's every single time we go to Canada. So, to Niagara Falls and then the Canadian side. So, we're a little nervous. We both have our passports, so we're not really sure if we'll have a problem going to Canada, if the Canadians will even want us, and also if we'll have trouble getting back in. I don't know, why are you in Canada? Why did you go to Canada? I don't know. We're nervous. Well, he's not. He could care less. He's like, let them put me in jail. He's talking about our side, not the Canadian side. He's like, let them put me in jail. I don't care. But I am nervous, I tend to be a little bit of a nervous Nelly. So, I haven't been able to riffle shuffle. Let me show you what I've been trying to do with this deck. Now bear in mind that I have a camera and a tripod in front of me, so it may not be so easy. But what I've been doing is I've just taken a small amount off the top, and I've been trying to riffle shuffle like this. And I have had some success, but I can't really see what I'm doing, so I don't know how well I'll be, yeah. I can't do it with the camera in front of me, but I've been riffle shuffling that way, like on the corners, just using smaller chunks. Okay, and I've been having some success. And then what I do is then I take, that deck and that little deck, and then I just take maybe some out of the middle, you know what I'm saying, so that they all kind of get mixed up. So that's what I've been doing. And I've been doing that like 11 times. Well, like I said, I can't really do it with the camera in front of me. And then I just, continue to riffle shuffle a little bit, like the 21 times. Okay, so I have already been to my meditative place. I've already satisfactorily shuffled the deck. And now, it may be hard, so bear with me because I haven't used a 9-card spread with this yet. So I may have to have a little bit of a long reach. So I guess the question I've put to the universe is, how will our trip to Niagara Falls, and in particular when we go to the Canadian side, how will that be for us? Oh, my boyfriend. Oh, I wonder if my boyfriend, my little grandson, will figure into it somehow. I wonder if they'll need me to watch him that week after all. Oh, my goodness. Well, my little monkey. Well, it might not be him. It might be something else. But when I do a reading for myself and that card pops up, I usually think it's my little grandson. Okay, 3 swords. Eight cups. Well, the Chariot, it's a long drive. It's a very long drive, and we will be going in our new car. 4 swords, front and center of the core 9, underneath 3, which is interesting. 6 of cups. So maybe it will be romantic. Maybe it will end up being romantic. Well, we already figured that. 2 coins. The Empress. Oh, I love this card. Temperance. So pretty. Isn't that beautiful? I love the magic that happens between the 2 liquids and how they defy gravity and meet. It's just so lovely. Okay, so I'm going to pull out my trusty pinky. Figure out. It kind of takes the magic away when I have to take out a calculator, but I know I keep getting scolded because I get the quint cards wrong. But remember, guys, no matter what, when you're doing readings, if you misperceive, if you make a mistake, and you know what, unless you're a machine, you're going to make mistakes reading tarot. And if you're going to be honest with yourself, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to perceive, even if you don't use quint cards or anything like that, if you perceive a card as being 7 instead of 6 or whatever, that's how you receive the message. That's how it's received. And so that's the message, right? That's the message. So don't worry about it so much. But I guess I'm getting kind of tired of people telling me I made a mistake, so I just bought a calculator to alleviate those faux pas. Okay, friends, so the first row of quint cards is the Fortitude card. The center row is the Star card, and then we have the Sun for the bottom row. And it turns out that the Empress is the quint card for the whole spread. And since it's already in play, I chose it from the Matronua, which I happen to have nearby. And I figured I'd use that. So I am so thrilled not to see the Tower or the Devil or any terrible cards. I see very hopeful cards. I see the Sun. I see the Star. I see Fortitude. And so that makes me feel really good. And sometimes, swords and cups could agitate one another, but they don't, not necessarily, and especially since we have, the star card here and the sun card. I'm just feeling that if there are any, snags, that they'll be minor. I'm wondering if front and center we have the little, traditionally I've called, even before I had a grandson, I called this my little boyfriend. I don't know, I was always fascinated by the Page of Cups because, he's covering the chalice in most cases. He looks, I don't know, there's something going on with him, He's a little bit of a mystery to me because he's sometimes carrying a hat, sometimes he's carrying a lid, it's kind of not clear. And then once I had a grandson, I started calling him I started to think of this card as my grandson, if it's a personal read. So I wonder if there will be something about, maybe we'll have to adjust the dates possibly because maybe I'll need to watch him or something about that. Now, if it has nothing to do with my grandson, then I'll have to think of what this could mean in light of the trip. I think if I look at this row first, front and center row, I think it will be a very comfortable trip. We have a new car. It's very comfortable. This is Six of Cups. It's kind of romantic. We have the star. I think maybe something good for me. If I'm the Empress, I don't think of myself as an Empress really, but I am the female in the equation. Now, if this isn't me figuring into the equation, since it happens twice, maybe there will be a prominent female figure that we'll either meet or encounter, but I don't think she poses any kind of problem or anything like that. So, without getting, I'm not getting like specific things that might happen. I'm just getting a sense of it'll be restoration of balance, maybe like bringing us closer together. I don't see my husband appearing, but I think, certain cards, he is the driver of the vehicle. He'll be driving the car. There's a balance. I think we're trying, everybody goes through rough spots. And I think we're trying to, reconnect with ourselves because for a couple of years we haven't been able to go. Last year when we went for the eclipse, we could only go like one night and come back or something like that because we weren't able to spend too much time away. Maybe we spent 2 nights, I don't know. But we want to have a more leisurely trip and we really want to reconnect because the last time we went, we were sad. We thought maybe this will be the last time we go to Niagara Falls because we had so many things that interfered with it, that we thought. So I think we're really hopeful that this will be a very rejuvenating trip for us. And I think it will be. We have the 8 of Cups. We have 6 of Cups right next to the 4 of Swords, which means like protecting, communication, reconnecting with one another, a nice long trip, romantic. This is the most romantic star card I've ever seen. So, and just in general, I'm not seeing like specific things that will happen. I'm just seeing in general that will strengthen our bond. And, I might like see things specifically privately for myself, but overall, I think it's just, a very hopeful, upbeat card. Now, as far as going in and out of Canada, I don't see any major snags at all regarding that. So that's good. I mean, we do have the Empress card, which could be a person in a position of authority. Maybe the person, going in and out of the country, maybe there might be a woman who's in the position of authority, but I don't think she gives us a really hard time. Or maybe we'll meet somebody who might be of it, who knows? You never know. I will definitely touch base after the trip to let you know who that might have been. But I just see it as like a reconnection, we just falling back in love again. And I think it's just going to be a very good trip for us to make. I hope you enjoyed this read. Until next time, friends, peace, stay well, be brave.